Well, hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. It is Taco Tuesday, and I hope all your taco dreams come true. So, we got some stuff to deal with here, okay? We have a difference of, it seems, the way things were taken between Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones kind of threw a little shade at Micah Parsons about, the top heavy contracts, and maybe it's time to reevaluate that and so on, and having the opportunity to say that, no, we want Micah Parsons and things. Kind of let it be out there that, maybe you don't need Micah Parsons. But I will say that this is kind of the screwed up Dallas Cowboys that we are, because we're always doing some stupid stuff like this. And there's many people out there just say, I'm sick of Micah Parsons, man. Let's just get rid of the guy. Well, I'm going to say that you don't seem to understand what you have. As Cowboy fans, I'm sorry. This is we're spoiled in some regard. I a little bit ago, and I'm getting a little bit of blowback, and if it's true, then maybe that's a reason that maybe I'm wrong. But in I was seeing this post about how upset the student was that they were no longer allowed to use their cell phones in class, and they proceeded to say, if my grandma or my mom call me, I'm gonna pick up the phone because they need to get in touch with me. And sad faces, and how suppressed that they were and everything else. And I'm kind of like, if it was an emergency, your mom could like call the office. I'm like, we didn't have phones growing up. We didn't have computers. We weren't even allowed to have calculators. And you're going crazy because you can't have your phone on in class? Now, somebody said that a second grader, with the shooting that was in the Midwest, upper Midwest, I guess yesterday, that a second grader heard gunshots and called the police, and that scared the person, and they took their life or whatever. That may be true, but it's just something about kids having to have a cell phone, and that they're literally saying, my mom might call me and that's why I need it. Spoiled. So here we have Micah Parsons, where we've got a bird in the hand. Because here's what's crazy. I don't think you people understand. Micah Parsons, he's got 8.5 sacks. You're like, oh, okay, big deal. It's only 8.5 sacks. Well, he did miss 5 games. And even missing those 5 games, in the last 3, if he gets a sack and a half, he will have double-digit sacks to start his career. And only 4 people thus far in the history of the NFL have done that. And Lawrence Taylor's not one of them. Claude Humphrey, Reggie White, Dwayne Thomas, Dwight Freeney. That's it. He's at 49 sacks right now. He's about to hit the 50 mark. He's got 49 in 60 games. Okay. I get what people are saying. Well, we can trade him and get more pieces. Yeah, but there's no guarantee that those draft picks that you trade for that are going to be great. I mean, I could look and say Tyler Guyton, Mozzie Smith. I like Mozzie a lot. Guyton has potential, but would you trade those 2 guys for Micah right now? Would you say that that's a smart move? Now, maybe it ends up being that you end up trading him and you get a Micah and a CeeDee Lamb. Okay, that's a possibility, but you already got the Micah. Be that as it may, let's take a look at where these numbers put him. Okay? Because we're talking about, this is the Dallas Cowboys all-time sack leaders. Okay? Right now, Micah Parsons is sitting at number 8. Now, Charles Haley has 100 sacks in his NFL career, but he only had 34 as the Dallas Cowboy in 63 games. Micah has 49 in 60 games. And you could say, well, Charles Haley got 3 rings here with the Cowboys. Yeah, but Charles Haley had some other people in that defense too. He had a few players that were on that defense that also helped, along with an all-world offense. But with just 3 sacks, he ties Randy White. Okay, and what I want this is not necessarily apples to apples because Randy White played defensive tackle, so it's harder to get that. But when you look at Ed Too Tall Jones, who he's 8 behind, Micah did this in 60 games. It took Ed Too Tall Jones 120 games to get to 57 and a half. Now, part of that is also because everybody else was feasting with the Cowboys, okay? They were all feasting. Tony Tolbert with 59, 144 games. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's not that far from D-Law, who's been 141 games. Greg Ellis has 77 in 162 games. So Greg Ellis literally has played 102 more games to only get 28 more sacks. And of course, you look up at the top there, Jim Jeffcoat, that's a lot of games, 188 games. And DeMarcus Ware is the all-time Cowboys sack leader with 117, and he did it in 141 games. So here's what I want you to understand here is, if you take the number of sacks and then divide it by the games, the number of games that they played, you'll get a number. So for Micah Parsons starting his career here, he is getting sacks every for .81 games. He's getting a sack a game, guys, just about a sack a game. Every game he's getting .81 sacks, okay? DeMarcus Ware, which at this moment, if you had DeMarcus Ware after his 4th season, I don't think you'd be talking about trading him. DeMarcus Ware is .82. So Micah Parsons is on a historic pace for the Dallas Cowboys. And when we look at this right here, where does he sit? This is first 4 years of NFL careers. Von Miller he's tied with. Now, Von Miller got 49 sacks in 56 games, a little bit higher than what Micah Parsons did. But he still has 3 more games left of the season. And if he gets to the 10, he'll be tied with T.J. Watt, who had 49 and a half to start his career in 62 games. If he ends up getting 2, a half a sack. If he ends up getting 2, he'll tie Dwight Freeney. If he gets 4 and a half, we're talking about getting up there with DeMarcus Ware. So let me say again, for those out there that say, we don't need Micah Parsons, bro, the turnaround on this defense coincided with Micah Parsons coming back from injury. It's kind of like the Tom Cruise movie where he goes, with me, without me. With me, we're a really good defense. Without me, not so much. So that's the case, of course, for Micah Parsons. You're talking about generational type talent here, guys. Talent that doesn't come around very often. And so what you need to do, instead of just saying, we've got that guy, so, we're just going to run it and see how far he takes us, you need to support that guy and give him pieces around him in the same way you do with the quarterback. And that's the lesson that the Cowboys have to learn. Alrighty, good people, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys and hope that you're having a great day. Peace out.